It was a quiet afternoon in the small town of Lumeria, one of those perfect days where the sun hung warmly above the rooftops and everything felt just right. Two best friends, Chelsea and Adiba, were walking home from school, their conversation buzzing with the day's events. They had no idea that this ordinary afternoon was about to become the day everything changed. It was the day Superman fell from the sky. As they chatted, a strange sound cut through the air, a distant boom, followed by a rush of wind that rustled the trees. Chelsea stopped mid-sentence. "Did you hear that, Adiba?" Adiba's eyes widened. "Yeah, it came from the forest. We should check it out." With a shared look of nervous excitement, they took off, their backpacks bouncing as they ran toward the mysterious sound. Fear was there, but curiosity was stronger. As they reached the edge of the forest, their pace slowed. A huge trail of dark smoke was rising from deep within the trees, a stark contrast against the bright blue sky. They pushed forward, walking carefully through the dense bushes, their footsteps muffled by fallen leaves. The smell of something burning grew stronger, and then they saw it, a small crater torn into the forest floor. And lying inside it was a tall man in a torn blue suit, a familiar red cape draped around him, smudged with dirt. Chelsea's breath caught in her throat. She whispered, "No way, is that Superman?" Just then, the man's eyes fluttered open. He looked up at them, his voice weak but clear. "You too, you found me. Thank you," the girls gasped. It was really him. But this wasn't the Superman from the news, invincible and strong. He looked exhausted, as if he had used up every last drop of his legendary strength. Adiba, always the braver one, knelt down near the edge of the crater. "Superman, what happened to you?" Superman pushed himself up on one elbow, wincing. "A creature called Shadow Prime. He attacked Metropolis. I chased him across the sky, but he used a powerful blast. I fell and landed here." Chelsea and Adiba exchanged a worried look. This was way bigger than a fallen meteor. "Is he going to come here?" Chelsea asked, her voice trembling slightly. Superman nodded grimly. "Shadow Prime feeds on fear and chaos. He thrives in it, and he never leaves a battle unfinished." As if on cue, the world around them began to change. Dark, angry clouds swirled violently above the forest, blocking out the sun. The warm afternoon air turned instantly cold, and a shadow fell over them. Adiba looked up, her heart pounding. "I think he's already here." A terrifying figure emerged from the sky, its form shifting like smoke and fire, a nightmare given life. A booming voice echoed through the trees, filled with menace. "You cannot hide from me, Kryptonian." Instinctively, Chelsea pulled Adiba behind a large oak tree, their backs pressed against the rough bark. "We need to help Superman," she whispered urgently. "But how? What can we do?" Below them, Superman clenched his fists and struggled to his feet, but it was clear his strength was still fading fast. He was no match for this creature in his current state. As panic began to set in, a thought sparked in Chelsea's mind. She remembered a recent town meeting, a news report, something about a new project. "Adiba," she said, her voice filled with sudden hope. "The town has that new solar tower, right?" Adiba's eyes lit up. "Yes, you're right. If we can reflect its light into the forest, maybe he can recharge." It was a long shot, but it was their only shot. With a shared nod, the two girls sprinted away from the crater and back toward town. Behind them, Shadow Prime unleashed deafening blasts of dark energy that shook the ground. But Superman, with what little power he had left, held his ground, creating a shield to protect the girls as they ran. They reached the solar tower, breathless. It was a tall, metallic structure covered in reflective panels. Chelsea didn't hesitate. She started climbing the emergency stairs on the side, her sneakers clanging against the metal rungs. Down below, Adiba worked the main control panel, trying to adjust the direction of the giant mirrors. "Chelsea, a little more," Adiba shouted up, Move that one to the left. Chelsea stretched, her fingers straining to reach the manual lever. On it, she yelled back, with a final heave. The mirrors aligned perfectly, catching the last of the bright afternoon sunlight that peeked through the clouds. A powerful, concentrated beam of golden light shot across the sky, a brilliant arrow aimed straight into the heart of the darkened forest. The beam of pure sunlight hit Superman like a surge of life. His entire body seemed to absorb the energy. His eyes, once dull with exhaustion, began to glow with their familiar, brilliant blue. His iconic cape lifted on an unseen wind, and he stood up straight, his full strength returning in a magnificent, visible wave. He looked over his shoulder in the direction the girls had run. "Well done, girls," he said, his voice now strong and resonant. Shadow Prime let out a roar of pure rage, seeing his advantage disappear. "This time, Kryptonian, you fall." Superman simply smiled, a confident, reassuring smile. "Not today." With a thunderous burst of speed that cracked the air, Superman flew forward, a blue and red streak of hope. He clashed with the shadow creature in a blinding flash of light and energy. The battle shook the very trees, sending leaves soaring through the air like colorful confetti. It was a contest of light against dark, chaos against order. Superman, now fully powered, was relentless. With one final, decisive punch, supercharged by the sun's energy, he shattered Shadow Prime into a million harmless wisps of smoke that simply drifted away on the wind, vanishing as if they had never been. A moment later, Superman landed gently beside the girls, who were watching in absolute awe from the base of the tower. He smiled at them, his expression full of warmth and gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without you two," he said. "Courage doesn't always come from super strength or flying. Sometimes, the greatest courage comes from the heart, from two friends who refuse to give up." Chelsea and Adiba beamed with pride, looking at each other. Adiba couldn't help but ask, "Does this mean we're superheroes too?" Superman's smile widened. "In my eyes, yes, you are." He placed a hand on each of their shoulders, a gesture of profound thanks. "Thank you, Chelsea." "Thank you, Adiba." With a final nod, Superman rose gracefully into the sky, his red cape fluttering behind him like a banner of victory. Chelsea watched him go, a sense of wonder filling her. "I will never, ever forget today," Adiba laughed, the tension of the day finally melting away. "Me neither." Just imagine telling the story at school on Monday. The two girls stood there, laughing together, as their hero disappeared into the clouds, leaving behind a clear blue sky, and the memory of a day they would cherish for the rest of their lives. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing adventures. We'll see you in the next video.